and welcome to Little Learners. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing how you can speak to young children to explain to them what is going on with coronavirus or COVID-19. Now, a lot of you have asked for this video, and I really had to think a lot about it because obviously this is really important. There is a lot of advice online already, and so I wanted to do some research and give you some of these really great resources that you can use to help you navigate how to have this conversation with your children. Of course, this probably won't be a one-time conversation. For some children it might be, but for others this may be an ongoing conversation because this is probably going to last quite a while. One thing that I think is really important for adults to remember is that young children really understand and take on a lot more than we often give them credit for. So when they hear adults discussing coronavirus, COVID-19 and being anxious about it, they will take that on. They will hear certain things that you're saying and you might think that they don't understand, and they may not completely understand, but they really do understand a lot more than you think they do. And so it's really important in front of children that you are not verbalizing your own anxieties, because of course most of us are quite anxious and very concerned about this whole situation, but we don't want to be putting that on children. So my first piece of advice would definitely be to monitor what you're saying around children and also what other adults are saying around them as well. There is a very high chance that they will take something you have said and commit that to memory. And if you're not explaining it properly to them or at a level of their own understanding, then that can make them even more nervous because they don't quite understand what's going on. Kind of in a similar vein to that is being honest with children about what is going on, but pitching it at their level. So you don't want to be completely sugarcoating everything that's going on because you want them to be informed and understand that this is serious, but also you don't want to be really worrying them about something that they really can't control. It's important to talk to them about things that they can control, like hand washing and social distancing, so we're staying at home at the moment to make sure that we are safe and other people are safe. Now, as I mentioned, there are lots of resources online to advise parents about what to say to children, and I think that instead of me just reiterating everything that is in those, it's better if I tell you where you can find that information. So linked in the description box below are some really good resources that I have found myself. To name a few, first of all, you may have seen some illustrations on social media from a free book that was created to explain COVID-19 to children. This was created by author Manuela Molina Cruz, and it explains in very simple language what coronavirus is, how it spreads, and what we're doing to try and combat that. So that might be a resource that you find quite useful. Lots and lots of parents on social media have said that they found it very useful. I will also be linking to Childline's page about coronavirus. This has lots of good information pitched at younger children, although you may need to pitch it a little bit lower for children in early years, but it does give some good ideas of how to communicate this in more simple terms. Also, KidsHealth has a page about how to talk to your child about coronavirus and gives some ideas of things that you might say. Those are just a few, but I will link some more below. Of course, you know your child best, so you will know if your child is usually very anxious or they might be quite anxious about something like this. You will know if your child is very matter-of-fact and you can just tell them like it is and they'll be fine. So make sure that you are tailoring what you say to your child to their age and their level of understanding. Make sure you are reassuring them that they will be okay, that their family are keeping safe, that we are following the rules. It might be helpful to say that the man who runs the country has told everyone that to stay safe we need to stay in our houses. It's a really complicated and confusing time for young children, especially for those who now can't go to school and can't see their friends. So it's really important whenever they ask you a question that you do answer and don't just kind of brush over it, because they will be very confused, and giving them as much information as you can at an appropriate level is really beneficial for them to ensure that they don't spiral with anxiety and worry. I completely understand how difficult this time is for so many families, not being able to see loved ones and really struggling with that. I myself have a 2-week-old baby, and all I want is for my parents, my husband's parents, our family and friends to come and see him and spend time with him, and we can't do that at the moment, and it is heartbreaking. It's horrible, which is why we all need to do our bit to practice social distancing, self-isolation if necessary, and make sure that we are having these conversations with our children so that they understand that this is a serious situation, but we as adults are in charge of keeping them safe. I do hope you find what I have said and the information in the description box down below helpful. If you do have any more questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you have explained this to your child and you think that it worked really well the way you did it, then let me know in the comments so that other people can see, other parents can see. Likewise, if you had a not so successful conversation with your child about it and you want to warn other parents not to do it the way you did it, then please do leave that in the comment box below. This is really a time for us all to be sharing and helping each other in the best ways that we can. Please do stay safe, practice social distancing, isolation if you need to. Please do make sure you are washing your hands. Show your children how they can wash their hands. One of the oldest tricks in the book to make sure that children are washing their hands for long enough with soap is to sing the happy birthday song while they're washing their hands. Thank you very much for watching this video. Stay safe, and I will see you next time.